Let's talk about advanced routing. For advanced routing, you're not limited to just strings right here. For example, let's copy this 3 lines of code of about and come down here, paste it right here. After about, let's pass a variable inside a curly brace like this. Let's call it the subject. And this subject is going to refer to whatever you put inside this parenthesis. It's going to be anything, but has to be the same name. So you know that in PHP we create variables by $sign, right? And then we pass it right here. And we're going to use it after return. So after return, you're going to pass this variable inside the function. Sorry, I just missed copying it. So subject, then let's pass it a string, right? Then let's say page, then semicolon, right here. And then let's go back to the Chrome and let's type about to see what happens. About page comes up, and let's add anything you want. Let's type my name, right? Hassan. There you go. Hassan page. Let's add in space. Just differentiate this with the string, right? There you go. Hassan page. So let's add a teacher. There you go. Teacher page. And by the way, you're not limited to the strings right on the top. You can pass different kind of strings, but it has to be separated by comma between this function. Before demonstrating that, let's copy this route again and paste it underneath. Let's add classes right here after the subject, and let's do something else. Let's after the return or before the return, let's add the string before this. I'm not going to get rid of the semicolon, but I'm going to add, instead of single quotation, I'm going to put double quotation, because in PHP's methodology you can pass variable inside the double quotations. That's why some people are used to just use this double quotation instead of single quotation. Let's just say page 4, and then you can pass either a variable like this, the subject, right? But I usually myself just add a curly brace around this to make it, you can use actually variables right like this, but I'm usually putting double quotation because PHP can differentiate much better without using not using double quotation. Let's come back here, refresh, and let's say about classes, and then let's say Hassan, enter page for Hassan, and let's say teacher. There you go, page for teacher. So routes can be as complex as you wish, but you need to keep in mind that how can you use it, because if you mess up here, something is not going to work in your app. Okay, let's demonstrate one of the advanced routing that you can do. Let's say we have this direction on top of this, top of our routes. Yeah, let's modify this so work a little bit advanced. Laravel has an array function. So PHP has an array function, right? Then Laravel uses as keyword to direct you somewhere else where you can actually specify it. Like let's say array before the function, I'll call this array, and then inside the parentheses, let's just close it after right here, yeah. And inside this array, you can use the keyword as, and then let's bring me to, let's put the comma, directions, right? Let's make this directions as well, and after that you have this like a alias, so you can actually use it. So how to use it? Let's set a variable called the URL, and then put inside. So let's use a URL route function, which Laravel actually has it. So let's say URL, and then double colon route, and then whatever you put it right here, you can use it exactly right here, right? Then gets the URL of this from the direction. So whatever it does, I actually set it to this variable. So we're not using this, so it is dark, kind of gray. So we're going to come down here before this return. Let's get rid of this single quotation. We have to use double quotation because we're going to use the URL inside this. So let's say this URL is, then inside this we can use the URL. As I'm gonna just copy it so you can see it, and let's save it, go back right here and say about. This is about page. Let's add /directions, right? The URL is localhost about direction. This is the same URL as you can see on the top. So you learn two things, which is first of all, you can use array and then as keyword to set a direction, which is like an alias or shortcut, so you can redirect yourself or your users to this URL. Then come down here, we have the URL route function, which is using this laravel function to get the URL from the head, and then we use it right here on the double quotation single. So routes can be really complex, but we will as we go along, we will use this route for views, controllers, and many other tools that Laravel has.